Welcome to the Minnesota Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. Thank you so much for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You may use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. You do not need to wait until a certain institution is presenting. Anytime you have a question for any or all of our presenters, go ahead and put that in the chat. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of many different sessions happening through this event, so make sure to sign up for additional sessions. There's one more after this, and then in about a week, the recordings of all of the sessions, including this one, will be available at strivescan.com/Minnesota. I'm now going to kick off our main event, which is hearing from our wonderful presenters today, and we're going to get started with Dakota State University, whenever you're ready.
All right, well, hello everyone. My name is Sam. I'm an admissions counselor here at Dakota State University, located in Madison, South Dakota. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the university itself, some of our programs and other things that happen on campus. The first thing is our quick facts. So just a little bit about the university in general. We're a little bit smaller. We're located in Madison, South Dakota, so it has around 7,000 people within the town itself. However, on campus, we have around 3,186 students in the whole university. Physically living on campus, we have about 1,300 students, which puts it a student to faculty ratio at 19. So there's 19 students to one professor. We have 42 programs total. Of those 42 programs, we have 35 of them that are 100% placement, meaning after you graduate, you go to job on the next Monday. So that's pretty exciting stuff. Some of our popular programs here at the university, well, Dakota State or DSU is typically a technology-based program or school. So cyber operations, computer science, and then network and security administration are our very top three majors that our students partake in. However, we do have elementary education, digital arts that consist of production animation, computer graphic design, as well as game design and those types of things. And then we have your typical business, accounting, finance as well. However, we do have certificates, associate's degrees, master's programs, our 4+1 programs as well. And like I said, we're located in Madison, South Dakota. Well, if you haven't been to South Dakota before, it's very, very perfect placement for our little town. We're right in the between Sioux Falls, South Dakota and Brookings, South Dakota, which is a very busy, upbeat town. So if you wanted to go shopping or go to a sports event, it's only 45 minutes away. So it's perfect, perfect placement. Here's a breakdown of some tuition and fees here at the university. As you see, all of them list the tuition and fees, room and board, and one thing you'll notice is our wireless computing fee of $396.75. We have a computer program here at DSU, meaning as a first-year student attending to the university, we give you a laptop that you can use for personal use as well as schooling. This program comes with all of the programming needed for your major. If the computer breaks or you spill coffee on it, we can fix it for free, and it's covered by Wi-Fi throughout the whole town. So you can go to a coffee shop, an athletic event, or anything like that and still be able to do your homework. Another thing that I want to mention is a little bit about our scholarship programs. So here at DSU, a lot of our scholarships are merit-based, and you also receive them if you meet all of the requirements. So for example, some of our championship scholarships run off ACT and GPA scores. The first one starting at a 21 ACT, all of them require a 3.0 GPA, and then they go up from there. So the very first one, 21 on your ACT, gets you $750 per year. That's a good chunk of change. And it goes all the way up to around 32 on your ACT, and that one you automatically get $5,000 per year. Huge amount of money, which is awesome. We do have some other scholarship information as well. Some of the most popular ones our students apply for is the DSU Rising Scholarship, the Horatio Alger Denny Sanford Scholarship, and our Cyber Core Scholarship. If you're interested in any of these scholarships, in particular the Cyber Core Scholarship, which is a full ride tuition, may I add, it's super easy to apply for. All you have to do is go to dsu.edu, scholarships, and they're all listed there for you. Some things available for on-campus students. We do have a learning engagement center within this building. There's plenty of opportunities for students outside of graduation. Career services, counseling, disability, free Trojan tutoring for any type of class that you're taking on campus. We have that IT or the computer help desk, and also a full-time health nurse on campus for students. We do also have some clubs and organizations our students like to partake in. We do have clubs more fun, get you out of the dorm room, meet new people type clubs. We do have intramurals, ROTC programs. We do have some camps available in the summer as well. And then we do have 13 competitive sports here at Dakota State. One of the newest ones being our esports team. So that's pretty exciting. And then if you wanted to know a little bit about the university or even physically come see it in person, you can do so as well. Obviously, we'd love to see you in person, but if you do feel comfortable with doing a virtual visit as well, we can set that up for you too. If you're interested in applying to the university, super easy to do so as well. All you have to do is contact us at admissions@dsu.edu. Thanks.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Dakota State University. We are now going to hear from Lawrence Technological University. Take it away.
Hello and welcome. My name is Adam Berry. I'm one of the assistant directors of admissions at Lawrence Technological University in Southfield, Michigan. We are a university founded on a motto of theory and practice. So everything at the university has a lot of opportunities for the students to get actively involved with their education. A lot of things you'll hear about, like experiential learning, project-based learning. There are a lot of opportunities for our students to get involved in undergraduate research projects. The faculty have opportunities for you to be involved with industry-sponsored projects at the university. And that all culminates in a capstone project that the students do to showcase their work that they've done throughout their undergraduate program at the university. We are a smaller university, so we have about 3,000 students at the university. That breaks down to about 2,000 undergraduates. It's fairly diverse, with about 43 states represented, 48 countries, and we have students all over the world after we graduate. One of the unique things about Lawrence Tech is the learning environment that we try to foster on campus. So our students are admitted directly into the program of study, and then they begin their coursework in their program of study within that first semester. So you're taught by faculty, not by graduate students or teachers' assistants, and they have industry experience in the courses that they're teaching. To make use of those faculty, we make sure that there's a really close connection between the students and the faculty, so that student-faculty ratio is only 11:1. You can see there's a few other opportunities for you with the honors program, study abroad, or service learning opportunities at the university as well. So you can broaden out, get a little bit more exposure. At Lawrence Tech, we divide our academics up into 4 colleges. There's about 100 different programs, depending on what your interests are. You can go to ltu.edu/academics and find out all about those different academic programs that are offered. See the full listing. For admissions purposes, we do a holistic review for admission. So first and foremost is obviously the academic profile. We want to make sure, based on your academic background, you have the strength to go into our curriculum. We look at core courses in math, social sciences, natural sciences, language and literature, and we'll weight those. Anything that's done in honors, AP, IB higher level coursework, that'll all factor higher in our review process. In your essay, we're just trying to figure out what the fit is with you, what your leadership skills, what kind of background you've had, and find out how you're going to interact with the other students once you're on campus. So that's an important review process as well. The average cost for a student at Lawrence Tech is between $35,000 and $37,000 per year. Housing and meal plan adds on about $10,500 in addition to that. But our students get a lot of scholarships as well. The academic scholarships are automatically reviewed. So those students are going to have that reviewed based on their academic profile when they're admitted to the university. We are test optional for fall 2021 and for fall 2022. So you do not have to worry about SAT or ACT. You can submit them, but they're just used for review, like for placement assessments, not for academic admission or anything like that. We are also participants in Raise Me, so that's a micro scholarship website if you want to participate in that. Also note the National Blue Devil Scholarship on this listing. That is our scholarship specific for out-of-state students. It's a $5,000 scholarship that we award to the students coming from outside of Michigan. One of the main things about our university is that geared towards a professional career once you graduate. We try to get the students to be actively engaged as soon as possible towards those. So we have about 75% of the students that are doing a co-op or internship. Some of those starting as soon as their freshman year. They'll do those depending on what kind of program you're in. Some of our programs are going to require it before you'll be able to graduate. 92% of our students already have a job or going on to graduate school once they're graduating with some pretty impressive salaries there. On-campus living is broken down between those 4 residence halls. So you'll see we have the community style ones, East and Royce. East is our brand new freshman housing as of 2 years ago. And then Donnelly and South are 2 apartment style campus living facilities. And then of course, we do offer quite a few nice things within those, like free housing, free parking. You can have a car on campus for all 4 years. But if you don't, you can also use tech transit, get anywhere in the local area. Grocery shopping, restaurants, things like that. Lawrence Tech is part of the NAA. So we have about, I think it's like 27, 30 different varsity teams at the university right now. But you can participate in those. You can do intramural. So it gives you a lot of opportunities to get involved on campus. Plus, there's about 60 other student organizations at Lawrence Tech. So like a lot of other universities, anytime you have an interest, you want to join or form a student group, you have the opportunity to do that. Just go out there, find some people. We're happy to support you in what kind of activities you want to get involved with at the university. It'll really make your experience that more richer. Of course, the best thing to do is to get more information out of us, more than just these quick little snapshots today. We do have our virtual tours going on, so you can check those out on our website. We're offering one-on-one meetings virtually or over the phone, and we do have some limited on-campus events. I will plug our Blue Devil Days. That's coming up this coming Saturday. So if you want to do a virtual exploration of the university and what programs are being offered, we have that going on. So just go to lt.edu/visit and you can get some more information there. Thank you, guys.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Lawrence Technological University. We are going to move now to St. Mary's University of Minnesota, whenever you're ready.
I'm Stephen Batcher. I'm a admissions counselor here at St. Mary's. So I'll just kind of give you a quick little snapshot about who we are. We're a private liberal arts college, Roman Catholic, and LaSallian. LaSallian is kind of fits underneath that Roman Catholic identity, really focused on giving back to the community. So every student on campus does some sort of either volunteer work or goes and things like raking leaves, things like that. They have to do that as part of our graduation requirements. So like I talked about, we really do want to give back to the community that we live in, which is Winona, Minnesota. So a little view on campus. You can see the campus in the foreground and the bluffs in the background, as well as the Mississippi River kind of way towards the back. So 85% of our students live on campus, 450 acres of campus. So it's pretty vast, but that includes the bluffs that you can kind of see in this image in the background. There's about 10 miles of trails, cross-country ski trails, bonfire pits, great places to hammock out there. All that stuff is land that we own. Walking distance to restaurants, and then Winona Transit is a service that will take students, whether they want to go eat at a local restaurant, they want to go to Target, Walmart, anything like that. And it's pretty much $1 to get anywhere in town. A little bit more about Winona. You can kind of see that a lot of this sits right along the Mississippi River, as you can see in the image. And these are the bluffs that overlook. So there's a lot of great hiking places, a lot of state parks in the area, both Minnesota and Wisconsin state parks that you can get to pretty easily. There's three different colleges in town: St. Mary's University, us, Winona State, and then Minnesota State College Southeast. So if you were to come when school's in session, we're getting to close to 40,000 people in town. Fun things to do, a lot of different restaurants, bar and grill places, a lot of coffee shops. There's Winona 7, the movie theater. There's a lake lodge in the middle of town where you can rent kayaks, paddle boards, canoes, that kind of stuff that you can use them throughout the year. It's about $25 to join that. And then just kind of a little bit more about location. So we're about 2 hours south east of Minneapolis, 40 minutes east of Rochester, 30 minutes west of La Crosse, and then about 4.5 hours from Chicago. So academics, 40 different majors on campus, and every class is taught by a full-fledged professor. We have 11-to-1 student to faculty ratio, and 20 students is going to be our average class size. Senior generals might get up to about 25 or so, but we cap every class at 30. And then once you get into your major, 15 to 20 is a pretty normal class size for you to experience at St. Mary's. So 65% of our students participate in something extracurricular outside of the classroom, whether that's Student Senate, RISE, which is kind of student activities, campus ministry, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, student study abroad opportunities. You can do things as far as go to like South Africa, Europe, Japan, Brazil, Argentina, different places like that. For some examples, professional development, so our career services offers a lot of stuff to do there, job internships, helping out with interview, resume writing, cover letter writing, all that kind of stuff. You can go anytime and meet with somebody there. And then 50 different clubs and organizations on campus. And if anything that ranges from, art, science club to things like Dungeons and Dragons and video game clubs. So you can find definitely something that fits your mold and what you like to do for fun. We are Division III athletic conference or team. We compete in the MACAC conference. So you can see the list of sports that we do have. We have an ice rink on campus, which is pretty unique. But it's Minnesota, right? So state of hockey. 32% of our students are student athletes. We have 5 different intramural sessions with tons of different sports during each session for students to participate in, and then 10 club sport opportunities. So if you want a little bit higher level than intramurals, but a little bit lower level than that varsity athlete, then that's where those club sports fit in for you. So just kind of admissions requirements, application, official transcript through your junior year, and then an essay. Optional letters of recommendation, resume, ACT, and SAT scores. The only thing that's different is if you were to apply to our 3+2 physician's assistant program, which is 3 years at St. Mary's and 2 years at Mayo Clinic in Rochester, and as well as our nursing program that we start next year. That's where you would need to have some more supplemental things along with your application, but we walk you through that process. So it's a pretty easy step, even if you need to add a few more things to the application. And all our applications are always free anytime. Every student does get a merit scholarship when they are admitted. We have out-of-state scholarships, Catholic high school scholarships, as well as if you do a visit. If you do a visit in person, or if you want to do an online visit, it's $1,000 each year for all 4 years that you're on campus that you would get awarded by doing that. And if you have more information, you can see my contact information is listed below, or if you just go to smumn.edu, that's our main website, and you can get all your information there as well. So thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. It's good to hear from you, St. Mary's University of Minnesota. We're now going to go to University of Minnesota, Duluth. Take it away. Stephen, we can't hear you if you're talking.
I was muted. I am so sorry.
Oh, sorry.
All right. Well, hello, everyone. My name is Nawang Polkit. I am the multicultural counselor for UMD admissions. I use she, her pronouns, and just here to share some information about UMD. So we are a comprehensive regional university. We are part of the University of Minnesota system. There's a total of 5 campuses within that system. UMD consistently ranked the top Midwestern regional university in US News and World Reports, America's Best College issue. We provide an alternative to both a large size university and a small liberal arts college. We're a medium-sized campus, so kind of like not too big, not too small. Currently, we have around 10,000 students on our campus. We are located in Duluth, Minnesota, which is the fourth largest city in Minnesota, and just 7 minutes walk from the Lake Superior. Lake Superior by surface area is the largest freshwater in the world. So great view, a lot of students. We have rest halls where students can actually sip coffee and get a great view of our lake. Duluth is a touristic town. For a lot of folks from Midwest, a lot of folks come to Duluth, just for their vacation or family gatherings, camping, outdoor activities. So we do have a lot of small businesses in our community. A lot of our students are involved not just on campus, but in the community as well. Breaking it down to the academics, we offer a total of 160 majors and minors, which are kind of divided among 4 different colleges or kind of like umbrellas. So we have our College of Education and Human Service Profession. We have College of Liberal Arts, Leibovitz School of Business and Economics, and our Swenson College of Science and Engineering. As a prospective student or as an applicant, you can choose a major under any of these collegiate units. You can come in with a major, but if you're someone who is undecided and still want to explore maybe different, you are interested in different areas, you can also come in as an undecided student as well under the College of Liberal Arts. We have 96% placement rate within 6 months of graduation. So 96% of our alumni either find a job or do further education within 6 months of graduation. On our website, we have a UMD graduate follow-up report where you can break down the majors. Every major can be broken down, and you can find where the alumni are working, what is the average salary, how many of those graduates studied abroad, and all those good information can be found online. Our average starting salary for our alumni is roughly around 47,000, so pretty good. And I'm going to talk a little bit about our campus life. So as I've mentioned, we are a mid-sized campus, so we do have a lot of activities for students to kind of promote that sense of belonging. We have more than 270 student organizations on campus, so anywhere from pre-med, pre-pharmacy to knitting club, lettuce club, where students meet once a month, and whoever eats the head of a lettuce become the king or queen of the club. So a lot of activities for you to stay involved and meet like-minded people. We also have intramural and club sports for you to stay active, and we have one of the best outdoor program in Minnesota. We have 16 NCAA D1 and D2 athletic teams. As a student, you can get into any of the games for free apart from men's hockey. Our men's hockey is D1, and you do have to pay, I think students roughly pay $7 to $10 every game. UMD does not allow for incoming first-year student to live on campus. It's not a requirement. However, 94% of our students do live on campus. We have a total of 10 on-campus resident hall and apartment. Fun fact, UMD is all connected to each other. So all the buildings are connected through skyways and concourse. So if in case it's in the middle of winter, if there's a blizzard outside, you'll still find first-year students in flip-flops and tank tops because they probably haven't been outside for maybe like 4 months, but all our rest halls are connected. The on-campus apartments are not connected to each other, but they're very close in proximity. So as a first-year student, you can choose to live on campus in the rest halls or the on-campus apartments that has a kitchen, or you can choose to live on off-campus as well. You can bring your car to campus, but there's a cost to that. However, we do provide some excellent public transportation for students, especially in the Duluth community, but also if you are someone from Twin Cities area, you can also find we have public transportation, and also we have a UMD rideshare program that is run by the students for the students. A little bit more about cost of attendance. So as I've mentioned, we are an in-state public institution. So if you are a Minnesota resident, including the states and North Dakota, South Dakota, Wisconsin, and the province of Manitoba, you are looking at paying that numbers in the first column. And if you're a student from any of the MSEP, you are looking at the second column, and then residents of other states. So because we are an in-state public institution, if you are a student from Minnesota, including the reciprocity states, it is very, very, pretty affordable for students. Room and board that's the price only if you're living on campus. An additional expense is your pocket money, pizza money. So that is not the money you're paying to UMD. That is a lot of students, your spendings are very different. All right, so quickly how to apply. We are a rolling admissions process, so we accept application. We don't wait for a certain deadline. We are test optional, and personal statements and letter of recommendations are optional, so you can submit them. We do have a priority deadline, which is December 15th of every year. We do also do Raise Me scholarship, so you can follow us on Raise Me and earn some money. You can earn a total of $12,000 over the 4 years. And if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. We are here to help you and support you with your college journey. Thank you.
Great, thank you so much, University of Minnesota Duluth. We are going to close out our presentations today by hearing from Verto Education. Whenever you are ready.
Awesome, thank you guys. Let me get my presentation up on the screen. So my name is Lainey. I'm a Senior Associate Director of Admissions with Verto Education. So Verto is a little bit different. Oh, my screen disappeared. Okay, here we go. So Verto Education is a little bit different than traditional universities. So what we, here we go. Man, what a mess. Okay, so what we offer is we do fully accredited freshman semesters traveling abroad. So we're all travel based all the time. And what we're doing is trying to get those experiences, those cultural experiences, traveling around the world front and center for our students. So we're keeping students on their 4-year timeline, but you're getting that travel experience front and center. And then after a semester or a year with us, you're transferring those credits that you earn and traveling back to the States and finishing off at your college of choice. I am going to play this. It's only 30 seconds. Sometimes it's choppy, so I apologize. All right, a little choppy. Sorry about that. Okay, so with Verto Education, we have our main mission as an organization is to provide higher education and international travel to every student, regardless of where they're coming from, where they want to go. So just trying to make that more accessible for students, more streamlined, more affordable. So that mission really breaks into 3 main pillars. The first is the best first year of college. The second is admissions to a great fit school. So we're actually a consortium of over 50 universities in the States. So Verto actually gets you that application to any of those schools, so you can transfer directly to those colleges. The third pillar is an affordable college education, so talking about affordability and our cost. So the best first year of college, as I mentioned, you can do just 1 semester with Verto, or you can do a full year. It's totally up to you. Most of our students join us just for that first semester. For whatever reason, maybe they're a little hesitant to travel around the world first. We have 2 different types of semesters I'll talk about in just a sec, but they cater to different students just depending on what you're looking for and what interests you. We have on-campus and our field semesters. Again, we have 6 different locations at this point. 5 of them are international. 1 of them is domestic. It's in Hawaii. It's pretty rad. All of our semesters across the board on the academic side are going to look the same. So you're in small classrooms, you're traveling with program leaders and your professors. So your classes are being taught by professors, and you're earning those 16 Gen Ed freshman college credits. So you're taking those general, history and sociology and science classes that you would be in college as a freshman, but there's classes are going to be catered to where you are, to what location, and they're going to be specific about that country and that culture in that area. So it does make it a lot more interesting, and we are doing experiential learning. So I'll talk about more examples of that in a sec, but for example, if you're learning about one thing in the classroom, we're bringing that outside of the classroom to really get your hands dirty and connect your head and your hands for learning, which is very impactful and makes it stick with you for longer. So these are our semesters from England, Italy, and Spain, which are on campus, to Hawaii, Latin America, and South Pacific, which are field semesters. So on campus semesters, here's just a quick snapshot of London. So this is going to look pretty similar for the other two on campus. So these are in big cities, in London, in Milan, and Madrid. So they're international hubs. They're very vibrant. You're staying in a student residence with your Verto group. You're commuting to class. You have a little more independence and free time to travel, find your favorite coffee shop in Italy, all that stuff. So it is more on that sort of traditional study abroad schedule, I would say. These are some of the classes that our students will be taking this fall. Again, you're only taking 4 of those classes and earning 16 credits. You don't have to take all 6 classes in one semester. And then we have a lot of excursions as well. So some of these are day trips that are tied into the classes. Some are, weekend excursions. Some are just fun, like going to a rugby match or, going and taking a tour around the city of London. So a lot of stuff that we tie into our semesters that isn't just learning. The field semesters, this is our South Pacific. So this is just a good example of what our field semesters look like. They're on a block schedule, both academic and location wise. So for South Pacific, in one semester, you're traveling to Fiji, New Zealand, and Australia. Pretty incredible. You're staying in a mix of like hotels, home bases. We do homestays and different student residences. So it's going to look different across the board, but you're traveling with a small group. It's only 20 students, again, with your professors and your program leaders. And we do a lot of excursions on the field semesters. And one thing that sets the field semesters apart is whenever you're doing classwork, we're balancing that out with field work. So if you're learning about environmental science, for example, in the South Pacific, then we're also partnering with an organization in that country to do environmental science projects. So really tying that together, which is a lot of fun and helping to really solidify those passions moving forward. So admissions to a great fit school. Our partner colleges are a huge part of Verto. As I mentioned, we're partnering with over 54 of those universities right now, and that list is always growing. What that means is with our partner schools, you do get that guaranteed credit equivalency. They're mapped out to our partner schools. We have the same mission. It is a quicker turnaround for admissions and a holistic review. So when you apply to Verto, you can apply to up to 5 of our partner schools for no cost. Every part of Verto's application is free and non-binding. And then you will hear back from those schools in a couple of weeks. We have a college counseling team on our staff that will actually work individualized with you as a student to make sure your application to our partner schools is really incredible. These are some of our partner universities. We do have a lot. So definitely check those out on our website. And we do have guaranteed admission to 27 of those. I will talk really quickly through this last slide. Affordability, very important. Tuition ranges from $15,000 to $25,000, and that's per semester. It includes most everything, and we do have a lot of financial opportunities available for our students, including financial aid. Okay, that wraps up my time. Thank you, guys.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Verto Education, and thank you to all of our panelists for sharing this important information about their programs and institutions. I'm now going to ask them all to join me by turning on their videos, and we're going to move into the Q&A portion. So I see that everyone has been using our Q&A function, which is great. You do have the option to continue using that, but now we have a few questions that our panelists are going to answer about all of their programs and give advice for everyone. So let me share my screen real quick. All right, so the first question for everyone is, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? And we're going to kick it off with Dakota State University.
All right. Again, my name is Sam from Dakota State University. A couple of advice or a couple of things I would say for students to kind of focus on while going through the college process. Number one, visit as many colleges as you possibly can. There are tons and tons out there. Obviously, they're all a little bit different, So be sure that you're feeling comfortable with where you're visiting. It feels like home and you see yourself, graduating and staying there for 4 years. And then the second thing I would say is scholarships. They're free money. Why wouldn't you apply for as many scholarships as possible? So I would say ask, hometown banks or hometown businesses. Your school counselors definitely have a list of things that you can kind of check out too. So scholarships and see as many colleges as possible.
Definitely great advice. What's your advice, Lawrence Tech?
Mine's probably to set a timetable for yourself. If you're going through the application process, like keep down all of your deadline dates, try to work ahead of those as much as you can, especially things you can get wiped out early, like start drafting your essays, make sure you request your letters of recommendation early enough. If you're doing any of those, just to make sure you're giving other people enough time, like if you want somebody to review things like that, that you have enough time in there for them to get that done as well.
Perfect. Great advice. Thank you. St. Mary's University of Minnesota.
Yeah, I would say look at all different types of colleges, community college, 4-year, big, small, medium. And then, like Sam said, find the place that's going to be like your home. So start thinking about 2 or 3 things that you for sure want your future college to have, and lean on admissions counselors to help answer those questions and make sure that they have that. And then the last thing I would say is, for any school that you're interested in, wait until you get that financial aid offer and see what it is and compare them to other schools, because every different school is going to have a different price tag. So make sure you apply to ones that are you're interested in, and then figure out what exactly that's going to cost before you knock a school off the list because you think it might be too expensive.
Great advice. Thank you. University of Minnesota Duluth. What's your advice?
My advice for the students would be to reach out to your high school counselors and teachers way ahead of time. A lot of schools are using semi-holistic or holistic admissions review. So those LORs and personal statement do play a big role, not just for us to see your grades, but to see you as a whole person. So if you have a teacher, do not wait until 11:59 p.m. Make sure you reach out to them, because they want to write the letter to you. So reach out to them, and they be thankful. And yeah, LORs play a big role. Absolutely.
That's right. Those letters of recommendation are very important. Okay. Verto Education, how would you like to close out this advice section?
It's very hard to go last because everyone's said all the good stuff, but yeah, I second everything that everyone said. And I think, just don't be afraid to take a big leap and do something exciting. I think, it's important to kind of think outside of the box and kind of build your own box too. It is really tempting to just go to school with all of your friends, which might be the best option. But if there's this cool looking place out, at the next state over, don't be afraid to check it out and maybe go there. So, or further than the next state over, but yeah, don't be afraid. This is definitely your time to shine. So yeah, go for the gold.
All right. I know it's hard to go last, but you did well. Thank you. All right. We're going to move to our next question. And that question is, what is your favorite event or tradition on campus? And I know, Verto, you're going to modify this for your moving campus as well. So we'll start with Dakota State again.
This is such a hard question. Here at DSU specifically, so we're a little bit smaller of a campus. So a lot of our activities or traditions on campus pretty much contain the whole university. So for example, we do a zombie versus humans Nerf gun war every year, which is always exciting. If you're a very competitive person, it's a very intense week for sure. But another thing that we do here is we do a day of service. I know it sounds pretty cheesy, but I mean, doing good things just because always makes you feel like a better person. So here at DSU, we cancel classes for one whole day, and every student, every professor, every faculty and staff member goes around cleaning up the community or helping out with our old folks home or doing something throughout the community of Madison. So between those two, it's really hard, fun, and being a good person. So
big, important parts of your college experience. Lawrence Tech, how about you?
Well, we're mostly known for our engineering and very serious students, but towards finals, they get a little stressed out. So we hold De-Stress Fest. So that's a whole week with like fun things like an oxygen bar and like massage chairs and stuff like that on campus. But our personal favorite in our office is when they bring in the De-Stress puppies. So you just get to have all the little therapy dogs on campus. Their little welcome wagons. So there's delightful little golden retrievers running on campus that day.
That sounds awesome. That sounds great. Thank you. St. Mary's University of Minnesota, what's your favorite?
Yeah, like Sam, we also have a service day, which is really awesome to see everybody contribute to. I think that's probably the coolest tradition. And then the other one that like is more academic based is that we cancel classes for, I think it's 2 days towards the end of the spring semester before graduation. And every student that did a research project or a thesis or was an art major or theater, they get to just perform or show the community what they did. It's our community scholars event. So it's cool to bring in business men and women from the community to come check it out and really just show off our seniors that are about to graduate.
That's awesome. Thanks for sharing. And University of Minnesota Duluth.
I love food, so mine is going to be about food. We have different cultural nights on our campus, and students really like it because it's for $7. You can try a food from other backgrounds, different ethnic foods, and enjoy cultural nights, dance, and then just end the night on a good note. So we do. I as a staff, I truly enjoy those cultural nights.
Food is a good choice for everyone, I think. All right, Verto Education, what's your favorite?
Yeah, as you know, it's tough because yeah, our semesters are all very different, and we're all just traveling around in different areas. I think since we are relatively new to the higher education realm, we don't have any like long-standing traditions yet, which is cool because our students are kind of making these traditions as we go along. One example that I did think of was in our South Pacific semester, when our students land in Fiji, they have this kava drinking ceremony with the locals. And that's been something that's been happening with our semesters, which I think is pretty neat. So there's an option for students to kind of, yeah, make their own traditions and make their own paths within Verto.
Awesome, great, thank you. Okay, we have one final question this evening, and that is more chances for us to learn about you and your programs. Give an interesting or fun fact about your school. So Sam, what would you have to say?
Oh gosh. Besides the fact that we have 35 of our programs that are 100% placement, that's pretty impressive. But one of the newest things that we have added to our campus itself is our cyber operations research facility. So our students in our cyber operations program don't have to travel anywhere. If they don't want to, they can travel right across campus in our cyber operations facility. It is a 100% lockdown facility. So if you're not in the program or if you're just interested in it, you have to have an escort type of visit for you, no flash photography, all of those fancy things. But they mainly work with our NSA agents, FBI agents, or government officials, which I think is super cool. And you get to be more hands-on with, you know, I think some of our students right now are working with the new military, the Space Force. I know one of our students was selected for that, so that's pretty cool. And then they also work with smart home systems, making sure people don't hack into your Alexas or those types of things, which is pretty cool. So I feel very safe on our campus when we have NSA agents or FBI agents on campus. So I think that's a pretty cool fun fact.
Great, thank you. Lawrence Tech, what is your fun or interesting fact?
Fun fact for us probably is just the foundation of the university is kind of cool. The Lawrence brothers, who were named after, were actually friends with Henry Ford, and our first campus was actually on the Model T plant in Highland Park. So the students there were actually engineers for Ford and came over to our little campus and classes. Kind of cool.
Very cool, thank you. St. Mary's University of Minnesota?
Yeah, I would say the fact that we're located, 40 minutes from Rochester, where Mayo Clinic is, which is one of the best hospitals in the world, and we have a lot of tie-ins with those programs. So different majors will end up finishing their career at Mayo, and having that tie-in is pretty unique. And then researchers too will go there and work once they're done. So yeah, that's probably the most unique, interesting fact in that way.
Awesome. Thank you. University of Minnesota Duluth.
I would say for us, it's our rec outdoor program. We have the best outdoor program in the US, and you can rent anything all the way from camping gears to pots and pan, anything and everything. So you don't have to buy anything if you do want to explore outdoors.
That is awesome. Thank you. Okay, Verto Education, how are you going to answer this for us?
Last but not least, yeah, I think the most unique thing about us is that we are traveling around the world. So, I mean, students, depending on how you pick and choose, if you do a full year with us and you mix and match the right semesters, you can travel to 5 different countries in 1 year, which is pretty incredible. So I would say that's that's pretty unique.
Absolutely, yes. Well, thank you, everyone. I have one more screen to share as we wrap up today. I want to thank all of our panelists for sharing their expertise, and I want to thank all of you who joined us here today, whether you're catching this live or watching the replay. Thank you. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey, and we'd appreciate any feedback that you can provide. Also, this is one of just many sessions being hosted. There's one more yet today, and all of the sessions will be recorded and available at strivescan.com/Minnesota in about a week. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.